We're underway here at the Lausitz Ring. Nomskar leads them away from pole. Nuno, oh, we've got a big lag spike already. We've just had that one off the start, but let's hope the grid is still intact. Rain is on the way. We're getting on with the race, it looks like, at last. Nomskar, Nuno, Promusius, Danimator, Gamer, Anti, and Nandy. They're all going to be piling into the pits at the end of lap 1. Promusius sandwiched into the wall slightly. Gamer, Anti, Nandy, and X16, they're all piling in. This will be pretty chaotic here. Noms gets the good part. He's going to be able to get out of the boxes before things come in. Eurus is blocked. Eurus has to go sideways. Oh, Anti's blocked as well. Goose is blocked. Goose is going backwards in the pit lane. Oh, no. Oh, Goose. Oh, no. We've had a lag spike, but otherwise server is intact. Nomskar still leading from Nuno, the two that have been battling out for seasons and seasons. Eurus clearly not happy with this race whatsoever. Rain is going to lessen in its intensity, it looks like, soon. So Grandy on the inters will look to make up some positions. Promusius still in third, Danimator in 4th place, Gamer in 5th. The two NTH battling out for 6th and 7th. Nuno asking for some slipstream, or to allow Noms to slipstream, to give him slipstream. Took me a while to get there. For now, we've just got a little bit of standing water on the track that will increase over time. Opalon is still on the hard tyres. Maybe he's experiencing a little bit of lag there. Yeah, I don't think he's able to race properly, which is really unfortunate. Nuno gets past Nomskar. He's now in the lead of this shortened Sunday League race. Going back down, we have Promusius and we have Danimator in 4th place. But Danimator's just going to be slipping Promusius. Gamer in 5th. He's finished on the podium for every race but one this season. He's going to try and make it. He's going to try and maintain that record and get in the top 3 today. Sobel and Anti 6th and 7th, probably a position lower than the NTH normal of 5th and 6th. We've got Nandy right behind them. He's in 8th. Hetmanek is in 10th place, battling X16. These drivers, Hetmanek, neither of them have finished in the top 10 in the last 22 races. Jake is the first person to come into pit to get off these wets and back onto slicks. Pull the trigger on that. Lev in behind him as well. They're both going onto the soft tyres. Will this work? They're going to have a little bit of standing water at the start of the lap, but they might be able to pull off a great undercut. X6 and Het stayed out meanwhile. They've just got the final sector to negotiate, a lot of which is skipped by the pit entry. Jake and Lev, the only two to have pitted on that lap. Looks like Goose is finally in. He was a little bit behind though. I think these wet runners will just about have benefited, seeing as the water's only just now gone, as long as they can get into their pits cleanly and do well. They're all in this lap. Noms has lost Nuno's slipstream. Nuno's going to look to run away from him. Danny and Peavy, on the other hand, still tightly packed. Sobel and Anti, Nandy and X6 and Het as well in 10th place. Those are your top 10. Jake's little undercut has gotten him into 11th, and Lev off there onto the grass. A little bit of a side tap by Rosine there. Lev remaining all in one piece for the time being. Rounds ahead of him in 12th. Lev battling out 13th, 14th and 15th spots with the VEOs. This is his first race for 57 races, getting second in all-time. In the all-time record for consecutive appearances gap, having not raced since Season 2, Round 5. Oblon in last place. He's having real difficulties at the minute. Looking back up the pack, Sobel looking to slipstream Anti. You won't see a lot of real movement early on in the races. I think it's going to be a bit static, people trying to slipstream each other, not really fighting out for the lead. Nuno pushing the gap on Noms as much as he can. He's going to try and push that as far as he can before Noms tries to pull an undercut or some kind of move to get himself back within that slipstream range. Eurist has DNF'd, Opalon essentially DNF'd, but we do have 16 runners still in this race, so that at least we can be thankful for. Promusius Gamer. Danny has dropped out from Promusius. I wonder what happened there. Maybe a bit of contact with Gamer, or maybe the medium's just not firing up, warming up, getting that pace that's so needed in that top 6 in the opening laps. Whatever it is, he's the only driver in the top 6 to not be on the softs. Sobel and Nandy in 7th and 8th are on the hard compound tyres. It looks like Noms has closed up a little bit to Nuno. He's going to really want to get within that slipstream though. Only within about half a second do you actually get the so much desired slipstream that can be the difference between a race win and not a race win, I suppose. Gamer behind Lucius still. He's also out of the slipstream range. Meanwhile, Danny, Anti and Sobel. This is a classic ding-dong battle here. NTH versus Danimator. Danny needed to not be beaten by Nuno by more than 4 points in this race in order to stay in championship contention going into round 9 in Assen. This is one of his 4 home Grand Prix this season, but it won't feel particularly homely with so many on the calendar. Nuno currently in 1st, Danny in 5th. As it stands, Nuno ties the win record and very much in dominant fashion takes his 4th ever World Championship. Danny is going to look to try and stop that, but it will be very, very difficult for him to do so. Hernandi, he's running pretty much by himself in 8th place at the minute. Hemedek in 9th, which is not a position we've seen him in normally, but he is running in the top 10 for the moment, and he's doing a good job at it as well. He was right in the mix battling with Rosine and Levioso in the Challenge League race. He allows X6 through on the inside, a little bit of lag there, nothing too major, luckily. So only still the 2 cars out of the race for the moment. Rams and Grandi battling it out. Grandi in the junior car. We weren't sure if Rams was going to be here today. He is, thankfully, with us at the moment. And let's hope we can bring home a good finish for FGR, who are really vying to get a good finish in the Constructors' Championship. Opelon doesn't need to be racing per se. He's guaranteed himself a point and no more for NBZ if he were to retire now, and it doesn't look like he's on pace to catch anyone. I think he's dropping a good dozen seconds a lap to Goose, who is the last of the runners, so to speak. We'll have a look down the order. Goose pretty far back from Lev. This is Goose's home server. We're racing on North America servers this time due to issues with the European servers, but we do have a race underway, thankfully now. Goose not really making advantage of it being his home turf. I mean, it's not really his home turf, it's the tracks in the Lausitz ring in Germany, but server-wise at least, Lev ahead of him, about 6 seconds up the road in 15th. He's going to look to chase down Rozim, going back to the front pack. Looks like Noms has still not gotten his way into slipstream, not quite. Danny, who was running in 3rd, is now pitting off those mediums. We'll see where Anti is. He's back in 8th place. He's going to try and just sneak past Danny on the pit exit. He does that, he comes out ahead of him with a wonderful undercut, having been on the softer compound of tyres after the rain went away. Most people having made 3 stops now, only 14 laps into this 27 lap race, again shortened race because of issues to do with the server, which is a shame, but we're still racing, and that's what matters at the end of the day, that we get the races done. Sobel and Gamer, the compatriots. Gamer on the much faster soft tyre. Sobel paling in comparison a little bit. Gamer needs to stop not relatively soon. His softs are kind of alright for the time being. Sobel will need to stop pretty soon as well. His hard's looking in a less good condition. Pamucius in 5th place. Anti being closed in on by Danny. We'll see what we can see here. Nom's literally running with the same gap he's had to Nuno all race thus far. I mean, if he can make up a couple tenths, he'll be fine, but we've had a little indication from Jake. Is something wrong back there, Jake, or is everything smooth sailing? Jake is in 14th place, so just a couple positions back here. Yeah, he's just running back with his pack. Maybe he had a little bit of a scrap with Rozim and Rams. He might not be too happy about that. Or maybe it's a mistype, we don't know. But usually when a racer tries to type something, he's indicating something. Lev is typing. I'd advise him not to do that. I kind of want a good result here. Noms still chasing down Nuno. Julo missing the race today. Lev now being lapped. He's in the RMC. Opelon parking it over on the oval. That's a lot of O's in one sentence. We'll have a look down at him. He is in 17th. He is now out of the race. I've got to tell Lev to be quiet at some point. Hex, X6, Grandi still in the battle there. Jake, not sure what's happened to him. He's pitted now. I think he might be out of that pack. Maybe it was dirty driving, maybe lag. We're not sure what's killed the Jake Brad. Nuno has come in for new tyres. He's pulling the undercut on Noms before Noms can pull the undercut on him, which is probably a smart move. Nuno's not really going to have any traffic. He's pitted and still come out in second place ahead of Pamucius. So those front two really did break away early on. Pamucius occupying third place on the hards. He'd love to return to the podium. He's had a few rocky results recently. His last podium being P3 in the Saxon Ring in round 2. And yeah, he'd love to get back on it today. That would really help out the SCP team, but currently struggling without main driver Cosmo. We'll see how Anti is doing. He is here in 7th place after he pits. Is he going to come out ahead of Nandi? Yeah, a little bit. He's fine there. Gamer and Sobel, like glue, sticking to each other since a good few laps ago. They're still battling it out for what is now 5th and 6th place. Danny trying to chase down Pamucius. This should be interesting, but Danny's softs will be going off quickly. I think he might pin this lap even. No, he doesn't. He's going to hold out maybe another lap or so. Nom's massively undercut by Nuno. He's now realising that an alternate strategy will be his way to victory. So he's going to sit on those hards, which will take him to the end of the race. Nuno looking in relatively good stead at the moment, but he will probably have to pit. Well, it's interesting. I'm not sure what he's actually trying to do here, because if you look at it, we're on lap 20. His softs are pretty good condition still, but he might try and pit on lap 23, 24. Even then, I mean, these softs might struggle to get to the end, especially with Noms bringing out the heavy guard of the hards to try and get Nuno there. Maybe Noms made a tyre mistake. They've gone for very different strategies, unless Nuno is to pit again. So, yeah, that's really interesting. Pamucius has come into the pit lane now. Fresh, brand new mediums and D behind on a little bit older hards, everyone having made their, well, 4th pit stop, I say, apart from Sobel, whose hards are still hanging out and will probably drop in for a late stint on the softs. Looking back up, Gamer running in 3rd. He's going to want to keep that podium record going. Noms not gaining any time on Nuno, obviously on the harder compound of tyre. We'll see who's looking to jump here. We've got Sobel running in 4th, Pamucius in 5th, Anti in 6th, and Danimator in 7th. With 6 or so laps to go, just under 6 laps to go, they'll all be looking to take these tyres pretty much to the end. So we'll see how that works out for all of them. We've got very different tyre strategies here, actually. We've got Sobel and Anti on the hard. Sobel definitely needs to pit again. Anti maybe, maybe not. It's interesting to see what they'll do. Sobel defending there from Pamucius. Pamucius on his fresh mediums is going to want to tear through this little pack of NTHs. He's got past Anti already. He's going to look to just get past Sobel if he can. He takes the inside into turn 1, pushes Sobel wide. Does that open the door for Anti? Not quite. Side by side through the first sector. They're both onto the grass. Pamucius loses that more from that, but he does maintain position. Sobel has his slipstream going down through the oval strip. Anti right behind Pamucius now. He's gone through on his teammate. A quick little switch between those NTH cars. Nuno, it looks like, has pitted again. He'll be chasing down Noms for the lead. So these are the two battles that we'll be following, the fight for 4th and the fight for 1st. Right now, as this is the most exciting one, we'll stick on this. Anti looking to slipstream through on Pimu. Pimu not going to pit to the end. Anti also looking like he's not going to pit to the end. He's going to take these hards as long as they can go. This front pack has really broken away. Gamer in 3rd place is a little bit ahead of these guys, battling for 4th, and he's 7 seconds behind this front pack, I should say. Nuno, here, at last, looks like he's going to try and take back this lead. This will be absolutely crucial, because this is the thing that certifies the win tie, certifies the championship. This is it. This is what he needs to do. And he needs to take it off his most prominent rival, Nomskar, the man who's been fighting for pretty much his whole career ever since his 2nd race. When they finish on the podium together, little sprinkles of rain there. We got a shower. That stopped Nuno's progress in its tracks. Nom's on a bit more of a straightaway there. Nuno less so. We're heading on to the final 2 laps here. Lap 26 and lap 27. Nuno needs to catch Noms. We're going to get a fight for the win in these very final laps. Those drivers won't be happy about that little spray of rain. Nuno going down the back straight where he'll get the pace advantage over Noms being on the softer compound of tyre. Now through the narrow infield section, can he try and just close up here? Noms' hards will be starting to go off. He gets a little bit of wheel spin on the exit there. This is the highest tyre wear part, being the tightest. He hits the wall on the exit. We're heading on to the final lap now. Nuno to try and equal the win record. Down the inside on Nomsgar. Nomsgar fights it back. Nuno has to back out of that. Noms retains the lead. Who's going to win this race? We had a fight for the win in Challenge League earlier. We're getting one in Sunday League too. Nomsgar still ahead. Still there on his hard tyres. He's going to defend for his might through that right sweeper. Up into the tie left hand and Nuno goes for it. Down the inside. Noms defending into the final chicanes. Nuno to the outside. He's clinched it just in time. Nuno equals the win record set by Kane, takes his 19th Sunday League win and is the Season 8 World Champion. What an incredible race. My voice is properly going. But Nuno through for the win, tying the record and taking the championship. Gamer in 3rd place, sticks on the podium, just a little ahead of Caboocious. And he takes 5th, Danimator down in 6th. He was the only man looking to contend with Nuno this race, and he's not been able to do so. Sobel in 7th place, Nandi in 8th. Grandy takes 9th, and Heminek, for the first time in 23 races, finishes in the top 10. That's a massive victory for him. X6 just outside it in 11th place. Rams in 12th. Rozim in the other VO, he's in 13th with Jake Dan in 14th. Levioso in his one-off appearance comes in and finishes in 15th. Goose as a reserve in 16th. Then we've got the DNFs of Opelon taking 17th and Urist in 18th.